Alright, and welcome racing fans to Motorsports Radio MR2, home of Motorsports Talk, slab dab in our Moto Monday Marathon post-weekend race recap. Then we're going to talk about Xfinity Series racing on Saturday, so here it is, the Motorsports Radio breakdown. It was the Kansas Lottery 300, 200 laps, 300 miles. Round of 8, race number 1, and Kyle Rowdy Busch, the pole setter, Eric Jones, and starting in second. Kyle, there was a little bit of shuffling. Kyle Larson originally was supposed to start in third. He had to start in the back, so a bit of a sluggish start at the start of Saturday's race. Some shuffling of the drivers up in the top 5 positions during the opening laps. Top 5, lap 5, Kyle Busch, Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez, Elliott Sadler, Justin Allgaier, 18, 20, 19, 1 in the 7. Kyle Busch putting a 1 second lead on Eric Jones and 1.2 seconds at lap 7. However, Eric Jones closing in as Kyle Busch's lead shrinks to half a second by lap 10. Lap 11, Eric Jones becomes the new race leader. This happened during commercials, and also during commercials, Kyle Busch retakes the lead. Kyle Busch not about to give up position number 1, and Eric Jones still chasing Rowdy Busch up the storyline. Is the storyline so far. This is the setup, and in the opening quarter of Saturday's event, Kyle Busch putting 2 seconds now on Eric Jones at lap 20. Top 5, lap 25, Kyle Busch, Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez, Elliott Sadler, and Ty Dillon. Kyle Busch still maintaining a 2+ second lead. 2.5 seconds at lap 27. 3.5 seconds at lap 33. Austin Dillon, the number 2, having some vibration issues. Austin Dillon making an early pit stop, drops from 10th down to 27th. Austin Dillon in the 2, brother Ty Dillon in the 3. Top 5, lap 45, Kyle Busch, Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez, Justin Allgaier, and Elliott Sadler. Kyle Busch still maintaining a 3.5 second lead on Eric Jones, which grew to a full 4 seconds. 4.1 seconds at lap 46. Then we get to lap 47, the first round of green flag pit stops. Brandon Gowen, 62, first to come in. 40 plus laps go by so far with no caution. And at the close of the first 50, Kyle Busch with a 5 second lead now. So top 5 still not pitted yet, but do come in shortly after. Again, during green flag pit cycles, and the times get a little crazy when everyone comes in for green flag pit stops. But Daniel Suarez, he will take the lead briefly during lap 54, but Kyle Busch retakes the lead lap 54 going into lap 55. And the top 5, lap 55, after everybody comes into pit, Kyle Busch, Eric Jones, Justin Allgaier, Daniel Suarez, Elliott Sadler, a high 5 reunion after this green flag pit cycle. And after all of this, caution number 1, lap 57, during yet another commercial break, and this was for debris. You get this big long stretch of green flag racing, and boom, debris brings out the first yellow flag. A possible fluid in turn 1, according to NASCAR, but they showed it on NBC, smoke coming out of the 97 car. The 97 car was Matt Waltz driving, so they put the caution out for safety precautions. Usually when there's smoke like that, there's usually fluid, so they got to get that off the track. And so now we have Ryan Reed had some issues, some low fuel pressure. He was having some issues on Saturday around this time, and Ryan Sieg's number 39 car stopped on the track apron just past the start-finish line. This was all during this first caution, and after the eventful first caution, we go back to green at lap 66 with Kyle Busch still the race leader, restarting on the outside, but Eric Jones gets in front, and now a battle for the lead with the new leader Eric Jones, and now second place Kyle Busch. And Kyle Busch is 18, just harassing that 20 car. And then we get caution number 2, lap 67. So we went 50 laps with no plus laps without a caution, and then it just caution after caution after caution, which usually takes place in the Xfinity Series and the trucks. Caution 2 would come out for Cole Custer. He was in the infield grass. Coming out of turn 4, Cole Custer got some contact from Matt DiBenedetto. Now, Cole Custer was driving the number 5 car on Saturday. Matt DiBenedetto in the 14. So we get back to green at lap 74. Kyle Busch in the lead now, but now Elliott Sadler getting in. Kyle Busch's bumper. Eric Jones down to 3rd. Top 5, lap 75. Kyle Busch, Elliott Sadler, Eric Jones, Joey Logano, and Reagan Smith. Joe Logano in the 22 car. Reagan Smith was driving the 88, and Kyle Busch only 0.2 of a second lead now on Elliott Sadler. And then we get question number 3, Cole Custer in the infield grass again, lap 77. This time maybe some contact from the 4 car, driven by Ross Chastain. Some drivers do come into pit during this caution. Leaders did not. So we get back to green at lap 83. Kyle Busch, Elliott Sadler side by side. Kyle Busch getting in front a little bit, then Elliott Sadler trying to get by. But Kyle Busch does make a breakaway. 18, 1, and 20 now in the top 3. 20 Eric Jones, but Kyle Larson's number 42 car gets by to take third. So now we have the 18-1 and the 42 up in the top 3. Kyle Busch, Elliott Sadler, Kyle Larson. And then we get question number 4. And this will come out at lap 87 for Ray Black Jr. The 07 car spins and smokes, gets a little loose side by side with the 86. 07 gets loose, slight contact with the 86, and then 07 spins and smokes. 07 Ray Black Jr., the 86 Brandon Brown. The leaders do come into pit this time, and here's what happens now. Darrell Wallace Jr.'s number 6 did not pit, and the 6 now becomes the new leader. Kyle Busch drops down to 4th, and the green flag flies, restart lap 91, and just when it looked like Bubba Wallace was going to take the show, Kyle Busch retakes the lead, Elliott Sadler back in second, Kyle Larson back in third, and Kyle Larson, however, does move up to second, top 5 lap 95, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Elliott Sadler, Darrell Wallace Jr., Reagan Smith. Lap 100, the race halfway mark with just 15 cars on the lead lap. Kyle Busch still in front, Chase Elliott Sadler back into second. However, Kyle Busch with a 2.5 second lead at the halfway mark. Still 100 to go, but lap 101, Kyle Larson is back in second. And then we get question number 5. It was lap 102. I always take right down what question it is, right? And sometimes there's so many, I got to go back and make sure I got it in order. So I know if I'm right down question number 3 or question 6, and then the TV says it's the 5th question, I know I missed the number somewhere. Yes, there's a science when it comes down to taking notes during racing. But it's fun, absolutely. So question number 5. This was for Derek Cope's number 70 car. Car stalled on pit road. Caution came out for safety precautions. And someone's shock absorber, if you saw this one, this was pretty funny. Shock absorber was out on the racing surface and gets clipped by, I think it was Ryan Reed 16. Bounces, just lying there, gets clipped, goes in the air, bounces off the outside wall, and boom, gets smacked into the grill of Ross Chastain's number 4. And it was just stuck in there, which is interesting. This wasn't why the caution came out, though. But this was an incident during this caution, which was pretty funny. Restart lap 109, and man, oh man, Kyle Busch continuing his dominance, but hold on, Joey Logano up in second briefly. Kyle Larson retakes second, Eric Jones in third, Logano down to 4th, and debris on the backstretch brings out caution number 6 at lap 110, and it was a yellow flag marathon. I was listening to Stephen Ardell. He was Donald. He was on Sirius XM this morning. Actually got an audio clip off of SoundCloud. They're talking about limiting the number of Sprint Cup drivers in the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series. So it's interesting how that might unfold as we get into 2017. But debris on the backstretch, according to NASCAR.com, this brings out question number 6. We go back to green at lap 114, 18, 42, 20 in the top 3. And here comes the number 22 car getting by Kyle Busch to become the new race leader. 22, Joey Logano, although sometimes he drives the 12 car, sometimes he's in the 2 car. Joey Logano in front, Kyle Busch in second, but getting on the 22, and Kyle Busch back in front now, lap 118. So now you got some good old nitty gritty, a whole bunch of shuffling. Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, they were just boom, 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 back and forth. These 5 drivers just for a good stretch. And a fight for second now between the 22 and the 20. 22 maintaining second, top 5, lap 125. Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Eric Jones, Kyle Larson, and Elliott Sadler. These top 5 are just going, switching positions. They just had their own little they just had their own little thing going on up at the top 5. Never mind the rest of the cars. It was some activity up there. Eric Jones, though, Got two sprint car drivers in front of him and one behind him, and Kyle Busch in front with 1.5 seconds on Joe Logano. By lap 126, Eric Jones back up to second, Logano back down to third, and the excitement factor just bumped up a notch all of a sudden. So we have now the 20, 22, in the top 18, 20, 22, top three, lap 132, and Kyle Larson takes third. Elliott Sadler up to fourth. Joe Logano down to fifth. And then we second round of green flag pit stops will come at lap 146. Eric Jones, the 20 team, having some issues on pit road with the jack issue, which you see sometimes. They get the jack up and the jack comes down, and then it gets tipped over and the car comes back down. So that cost them some time on pit road. Reagan Smith up to first, Ty Dillon second, and Matthew Benedetto in third. Now still under green flag pit stops, 88.3 in the 14. Green flag pits during a big chunk of green flag racing, and then caution number 7 would come out lap 158 for debris. So then we get back to green at lap 164, and now the 18 car not in the lead. It's the 88 car, Reagan Smith. And what's going on now? Kyle Busch down to fifth, Eric Jones in fourth, and then Ty Dillon fighting Reagan Smith for the lead. The 3 and 88 side by side. And then we have a 5, 6, 7, bringing out caution number 8, 5, Cole Custer, 6, Darrell Wallace Jr., 7, Justin Allgaier. The 7 into the 39, and the 5 and the 6 get collected, 39 Ryan Siege, and 33 Brandon Jones. This brings out caution number 8. This was the big one of the day. Crazy in Kansas. Darrell Wallace Jr.'s number 6 car got messed up. He was banged up pretty bad. He's all right. He seemed all right during they did a TV interview when he got out of the car, but the medics were there, and he was pretty kind of a little out of it when he was getting out of the car, so he did definitely look shaken up. He did take a visit to the Ig Care Center, which is mandatory in a situation like this. We go back to green at lap 174 with Ty Dillon, the race leader now in the number 3 car, top 5, lap 175. Ty Dillon, Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez, Kyle Larson, and Kyle Busch as we round out the final 25 of this 200 lapper on Saturday. And then Eric Jones zips by Ty Dillon to take the lead. And then we get question number 9. See, so before you see anything kind of craziness unfolds, caution, boom. Question number 9, lap 176. Brandon Gowen gets loose and into the infield grass. Major issues for the 62 car. A caution cavalcade. Gowen gets loose, tapped on the side by the number 4, and then a beeline to the grass. Restart lap 180. This would also start the lap 80. Still under yellow, but the start of the last 20. We finally do go back to green at lap 182 with 18 to go. And it's amazing how grass can mess up a car, but absolutely, because you got very, very low ground clearance on them cars, and plus if you come in of an angle, and you got that skirt underneath the splitter, that's what digs into the grass, and it's only sheet metal, man, and that's it. So, pretty crazy. If you saw that the Sprint Cup Series race on Sunday where Keselowski's number 2 car flying across the grass, just ripped up the whole front column, it was crazy. He's come across at some good speed too, but we got a Sprint Cup Series race broken down on MR1. So restart lap 182. Eric Jones now the race leader. Ty Dillon in second, side by side. The 3 and the 20 make contact. Ty Dillon, Eric Jones, and we may have thought that Ty Dillon was going to take the lead, but no. Daniel Suarez becomes the new race leader now. Ty Dillon drops down to 13th after that little bump and run. Eric Jones on pit road, he had some issues. And here's what happened. If you saw this race, we had the 20 along the wall, the 3 on the inside coming out of this restart. Kyle Larson was behind him, the 20 in the 42 car. The 42 car bumps the back of the 20. The 20 fishtails and puts it into the 3. The 3 gets banged up. The 20 gets a little banged up, and that's what happened here. Smoke and damage Eric Jones. He comes into pit. So it was a little bit crazy, but we go back to green lap 183. And then we get caution. Oh, no. So this was out of the restart from caution 9. So this incident with Eric Jones and Ty Dillon would bring out caution number 10, lap 183. And then back to green lap 187 with Daniel Suarez still in front into the restart. And then back in front, Kyle Busch now gets back in front. Daniel Suarez drops down to 4th. So now we got the 18-1 and the 42 in the top 3 once again.